Was any part of you was like, man, I'm gonna do some crooked stuff?
Absolutely not. Like, if you was that dumb, they just locked up 12 police officers for transporting drugs, for drug dealers and all that they had going on. He was mildly. I was very possessive. I didn't play about.
Man, you was a loose cannon. You messing up parties, you messing up events. You got your girl looking at you, you causing like, hold on, he dangerous. That takes some guts to admit that you was possessive, because a lot of men don't do that. And all that, they disguise it as love. You were kind of popular, then you was a cop. Did you have any friction with some of your friends? Hey man, I ain't hanging out with you. You traded, you on the other side now.
I could tell some felt like that, but nobody directly said nothing to me. But I was the guy that my friends in trouble were glad to see.
How you find yourself on TV?
Oh man, it's a new show. It's about couples. Did the interview, and according to the producers, Oprah Winfrey loved us, and they ended up picking us.
Y'all, what's happening? Listen, we back with another episode of the Living Proof Podcast, where we bring extraordinary people. I know I say it all the time. Y'all hear it all the time, but today I got somebody who's a real special guest, and I know y'all want to tune in. I know y'all need to tune in, because we got a lot of things to unpack. We got fatherhood, right? We got marriage. We got, listen, navigating friends and fallouts and everything, man. So I'm telling you today, I got Big Unc in the building, Big JB Tyler. How we feeling, baby?
I'm good. What's up, family?
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Okay. Coming off the show and all that, man. How you feeling in this season, 1 through 10? How you feeling?
I would say I'm feeling, I'm a 10. I'm always on 10, man.
Okay.
Every day above ground is a 10 for me. So
Okay.
I got no complaints.
Long as you got breath in your lungs and you woke up this morning.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's what's up, man. I want to take it all the way back, because, yeah, people see you on the TV screens. They see you. They know you now. But we got to take it all the way back, bro. Growing up, out the womb, from D.C. How was that, man, growing up?
Man, I'm a 70s baby, man.
Okay.
So, you know, my wife and I got a running joke. You from Maryland, I'm from D.C. And I tell people, like, my family's Northeast, both sides, my mother and father. But in the 80s, we know, I don't know if you was old enough, but.
Nah, I'm 91, man. You talking before my time. School me though. What's up?
So I got a child your age.
Okay.
The oldest is about to be 35. So it just wasn't a flex saying I live in DC back in that era. It was like how we get to the suburbs where you look like you made it. And in the 80s, my parents moved to Fort Washington, Maryland.
Okay.
So that's why I ended up going to elementary school and going up through high school. But, you know, the typical suburban raised kid, they keep running back to the bullshit in D.C.
Mm-hmm.
And, man, you know, navigated my way through those 80s, you know, unscathed, never got in trouble. And, you know, everybody around me didn't make it, but I made it out of there. And here I am today.
Now, you skipped over a lot. We got to unpack this. You ain't never get in trouble, man. What were some things you was doing, though, that could have got you in trouble earlier?
I mean, I was your typical teenager.
Okay.
Doing my thing, you know. I never was in the...
Hey, I said my thing. What's that? What's that mean?
I'm going to say that I never was in the smoking, but I sold narcotics.
Okay.
Never got caught. You know, when you around... We talking like 80, 87, 88.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody around you got knots of money. They got the fresh Fila, Gucci. You know, we wanted it. And, you know, but my thing has always kept a job, too. Always had a little job from 14 years old. I was slinging papers, the paper route days. Shit, man, I worked at Chesapeake Bay on Branch Avenue. I don't know if you remember old enough for a high energy clothing store.
I'm not.
I'm taking y'all back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This was like up against the walls rival back in the day. It was high energy up against the wall. So I worked there in 91. So I was, you know, I was wearing all the latest, whatever was happening. But I was in the sports heavy too.
Okay.
So all that kind of kept me out the way, man. I just focused on my sports, my grades, kept my little job, dibbled and dabbled over here a little bit until the light bulb came on. Stop. You're not built for jail, and your father gonna damn near kill you if he catch you.
I need you to unpack that, right? Because it's a lot of kids out here, right? That's, you know, it seemed like mom and dad was in the household, right?
Well, my parents split when I was in elementary school.
Okay.
So I stayed with Pops. My sister went with my mother. And even in that young age, my mindset was I ain't gonna be right with a woman raising me. At that age, I was already in elementary school, and I knew, I was around people who was mischievous at that time. I was like, nah. Plus he was my coach all my life.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? From T-ball, basketball, football, all the way up until, I was old enough to, high school and all that. But I just stayed with him, and I know I'm the man I am today.
That's what's up, man, because you had Pops around.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel when they split, bro? I need you to take me back there, that emotion. What were you thinking? What were you going through?
As a little kid, when they split, it was tough. It hurt, because we young, we don't understand. But, I was never a mama's boy, so to speak. I was always under my pops, So it was, we had that conversation. This was happening. What you want to do? I said, I'm staying here. And she was like, I'm going with her. And then that's kind of what it was. She moved to Suitland area. So I would have been going to Suitland and all those schools in that area. And I was like, nah. All my friends in this Fort Washington area, I'm playing Boys and Girls Club with all these youngins from the area. So I stayed put.
That's what's up, man. I feel like you don't hear that story too often. Yeah. Where they go with Pops. Like for me, like I had to go with Moms. Pops was doing this thing, and it's like I missed that, right? Like growing up, it's like, dang, I was raised by a woman. I got to show all these emotions, but she can't teach me how to be a man.
Right. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's a great point. And I kind of sensed that at a young age where, like I said, it's the 80s. I'm not in trouble at this point, but as you get to junior high, you see, I had an older sister, so I'm around high school people.
Okay.
Her boyfriends, everybody getting money. It's like 85, 86. And it's like, you little bro, take this $20. To me, I was rich at that age. So, but my father always instilled working, like get a job. So even as early as 14, I was working in the little local restaurants. Somebody said, oh yeah, I got a paper route. You want to help me out? Sure. Give you, because I wanted the same stuff, but I just didn't want to. I wasn't trying to go to jail to get it. So I was wearing Gucci stuff in high school, all polo, but when I'm leaving basketball practice, I'm down the street working. Get home late, do my work, back to school, and it just was a repeat every day.
So that was the influence for you to jump in the street, because it seemed like Pops was there. He was providing. Yeah. He was out there. He was like, hold on, this job ain't working enough. It ain't doing enough. I need a little extra. I need to be a little fly. I need some extra things. Is that what happened?
I would say, influence? And it was peer pressure. And because like I said, I'm playing basketball and my teammates getting money when they leave. And the strip was right there. Like you ride through it to move around in that area at the time. That strip got so big, City Under Siege came through there. Now that was a thing back in those days. Like they would hit all the hot spots in the DMV. It wasn't DMV back then. It was DC or Maryland. And they was in there with cameras. What are y'all doing? And they was pulling up like that. So they hit the strip right by my house at that time. And half of my team was out there. And I ain't talking about $50, $100. These dudes was getting it. And then, and because I wasn't with it, I had a car. He bought me a car. So I'm driving around. They giving me $50. Take me to the barbershop, man. They go $100. I got this. And this was every week. So I'm around it, and then it just got to a point where that peer pressure used to come to it, and then you try this, try that, and then you get beat a couple times, and then you like, now I'm about to hurt this individual over $50. It just don't make sense. So I hurried up and got out the way real quick.
Never added up, bro.
Never
added up.
Nope.
And we need to educate some more people. And if you're watching this, I need y'all to really understand it never adds up, right? You ready to hurt somebody, kid? Like the street game is grimy. I know the business is grimy too, right? But at least we can take them to court or something. But when you're in the streets, you got to battle with the street code. So you seen some people go to jail and you was like, this ain't for me.
Yeah. Just my peers, my immediate peers, they flying at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always cool. I ain't struggling. I ain't flying, but I'm cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that longevity to me made more sense of being cool than flying, and then you get caught.
Mm-hmm.
You back down at the bottom. And, I see it. A lot of guys I grew up with, they not in the greatest position today. They looking at all I'm doing. I don't judge anybody. Everybody's path is their path, but, you just could kind of see it was going to happen. Like, y'all was talented with basketball, football, whatever it was. I played all sports.
Mm-hmm.
And I really kind of regret not pursuing baseball. I was actually really good in baseball. Like varsity in 9th grade baseball. Basketball, I went to varsity in 10th grade. And then I left football alone in high school because I fractured my elbow. So I was a quarterback.
Okay.
And a safety. So I was always at those marquee positions where you had to be athletic and skilled. So, no complaints today, though.
That's what's up. So what age did the light bulb go off? When you said, you know what, I'm going to pivot and I'm going to do something different with my life?
Damn. So my wife was actually around in that era. I would say probably like close to 18, 19. Right out of high school.
So out of high school, so you ain't go to college. You was just messing around.
I did go for baseball a little bit. But I was also applying for the government for some, because I was working and I was going to school playing baseball.
Okay.
And then this government job came in 1992. And I said, I told my friend's father, who actually helped me get it, he was like, still want you to finish school, but I got you. I said, all right, I am. And then, started making money. I ultimately met my wife like a year later. And then life just took off from there. I'm in the government and
at a young age, 19.
Yeah, I got in there.
Oof.
With the Drug Enforcement Administration. So imagine that.
Full circle.
and now I'm in a building with straight police, which I never ever wanted to do. Had no interest in it. I'm getting credentials, say Drug Enforcement Administration. I'm like, oh shoot, there's a little badge on there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a civilian. And every morning I rode with my supervisor because he was my best friend growing up, father.
Okay.
So we were neighbors, and I rode with him. We in there working out 6 a.m. every day. So I'm just around men at that age with careers and families. And this is back when mortgages was like $1,000. And I was like, your mortgage $1,000? How in the world do you pay that? But I just don't understand it. And I used to have these conversations. Keep getting promoted, move up. Before you know it, you making this, get you a little townhouse and then I was like, I want an apartment. Because that's what I see everybody else doing at that age. I'm like, he said, nah, get a house. He said, you'll thank me later. And I used to just talk to retired cops because they was all doing security in the building. And that's what I did. I stayed in their ears and was motivated by their stories, and I think it paid off.
That's what's up, man. I heard you mention your wife a lot, man. How you meet your wife, man?
So again, we had drug enforcement, and 92, I met her mom and her sister, because where I worked at in that building, you interacted with everybody in the building. I was like in the supply room, so I used to be on all the floors, moving around, or they come to my office to get everything, pen, ink, you name it, forms. So I was cool with the mom and the sister. Then I saw her pop on the scene. I was like, "Oh, who is that?" And but she had a boyfriend at the time.
Okay.
So
Unc was out here snatching these women, man. Oh, he said I gotta have it, no matter what. I know what that looked about.
She's still here today.
I know what he said. I'm gonna have it by any means necessary.
It was tough because she actually didn't like light skinned guys, and that's how I run and joke, but it's true. And I said, okay, so we're gonna see. And it took me a minute. I had to penetrate a couple girlfriends, And then because in my youth, like I said, now I got a little career, and this is 1992. I ended up my first car I bought. I probably wasn't even working a month, and I bought the Acura Legends back then.
Okay.
So now I'm at the building. I'm the young guy. I'm still fresh. Always gonna dress. I'm always gonna be dressed. And then I'm in the whip now. BBS is on it. She looking me off though. Totally like, I'm good. Cause everybody like, he like you. She like.
Oh, that joint made you go harder too, didn't it? You like, nah, she ain't gonna do this to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's messing with your ego.
Yeah.
As a man, I know that feeling. Hey, baby, listen, I'm coming at me, and I ain't stopping.
Yeah.
So what you kept doing? Sending the flowers? What you do? Give us a game, man.
I pretty much, I kept on doing what I was doing. Talking to the girlfriends and flirting, and then I think it took a while, but one day I finally got a little penetration of a conversation. I knew she had a boyfriend because he used to drop her off, pick her up every day. So I saw it, and then back in those days to do little slick stuff before all these cameras everywhere. We used to meet in the stairwell. And that first time she got me kissing the stairwell, I said, "Oh, okay, I think I got one." And we've been rocking ever since.
Rocking ever since. That boy went behind. Once you got by yourself, you was like this, huh?
Yeah,
I got her.
But it's like anything.
I'm the winner. I got my trophy.
It's like anything. We had our ups and downs. And
for sure.
Took a little break back in that little same window because she went back to him.
Okay.
Which made me know that I really, really was crazy about her and loved her because I was no good. However that little stint was, I was no good. And I ain't want nobody else. And then I guess she felt the same way because she circled back again. And then we been nonstop ever since.
So it's like one of those things when you know, huh?
Yeah, that's a real statement. They say your stomach. Yeah, that's real. And even everybody around, my father, he's like, "You all right?" I said, "Yeah, I'm all right." And I was cool. It was women around. I ain't hurting by no means, but I just didn't want them.
Right.
This one was different. It was like, why am I like this? Like, I was like, man, this the one. And then I had met her daughter because her daughter was real little back, like probably 1 or 2 years old. And I didn't have any kids. And once I got attached to her, she was like mine. Yeah.
Okay, so you young boy. This seemed like y'all young, right?
I'm 21.
21 at this time, still working at the government.
Yeah.
Then what? What happens now? Now y'all back together, y'all rocking and rolling, y'all discussing y'all dreams. Then what?
Man, so yeah, we working together. I ended up moving out my father's house at 22 because she had an apartment. So I ended up moving with her over to Forestville. And then, it started being a thing where now we live together. We ride to work together. We work together. Then we leave work together. Then we back home together. So it was never a break. And I'll be first to admit, I was very jealous in that. Anybody know us from back in the day will tell you, yeah, he was crazy. I was very possessive. I was really, really, I didn't play about my woman. And in a government building, you got all these agents and, civilians who GS 13, 14, and they just trying their hand with all the youngins walking around. And I was like, man, I don't care about none of that. I don't care if you her supervisor or you got a badge and gun. I was going at them. And it got to a point where it was so toxic. Like, people was like, James, you got to stop. Because I was going on her floor, making scenes. It was just a mess, man. I said, then like I said, my OGs, those retired cops, he said, man, you need to go join the police department. I was like, what? Never. And
never, huh?
But the more I was around these people, white, black, old, young, they all saying the same thing. Go join law enforcement, get in your career, get out, do your own thing. And I was like, you know what? So I started applying by this time, 1996. I started applying, and DC called.
That takes some guts to admit that you was possessive, because a lot of men don't do that.
Yeah.
You got some therapy or something? Because a lot of men won't admit that I'm possessive and all that. They disguise it as love. And it's like from the outside looking in, it's like, nah, bro, like you need to go get some. You got some issues, bro.
I did. I had
Okay.
some, you know. And I mean, at this age now, I'm 53. I can admit it. You know, you was off the chain. Like I done. That was just that era.
Yep.
I got 10 years later stuff I done done that was even wilder. You know, just out and about in events, and you know, I turned my head back, and somebody whispering, and I'm like, oh, like I can, man, the clubs, you name it,
Right.
other states, you know, we in Miami. I don't know if you remember, there's a boxer, Shannon Briggs, big heavyweight boxer, back in the day, Mike Tyson days. He had stepped on her foot when I wasn't looking, and when I look back, again, he talking, and this dude's like 6'4", 250 rep, and I looked, and I said, "Man, what you doing, man?" Like that could have went way left.
For sure.
I didn't care. And then he was like, "Nah, I stepped on her foot." He gave me. I said, "All right, cool." And he was like, "You good?" I said, "Yeah, you good? We good." We kept it moving. Then I said, "That was Shannon Briggs." I said, "Are you crazy?" and then we looked it up. I said, "That was him." And I said, "Man," they was like, "You got chill, bro." There's so many of them stories though. Like it's just, I was just.
Oh, it was a hot head out here, man. He was a loose cannon. And it never go right. It never go in your favor, man. Nah. You messing up parties. You messing up events. Yep. You got your girl looking at you. You causing like, hold on, he dangerous. I can't be, you know what I mean? So cool. So now, you know, you rocking out. You say, yo, I'm about to make a career change. How was that conversation in the household? All right, because it seemed like y'all kind of found a rhythm. And then when you change things up, a lot of times there may be pushback in the relationship.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Your woman or your man might not be on board. Like, nah, just stick it out, keep working here. Why you want to change it up? How was that?
Yeah, that was a tough conversation, not only with her, but my family, my parents.
Okay.
And at this time, it's 96. If you were too young, but they were killing police officers. There was a lot of them killed right in that window. And it's all over the news. It's a thing. They knew I'm applying. Like I said, when DC called me in 97, another one had just got killed. And I'm like, Jesus. So they like, I don't know about this. I don't want you to do it. I said, I got to do it. I said, I cannot keep working here. And I'm going to get jammed up with all this arguing with people in this building. And so September of 97 was my start date. They gave me a week. I got a call on, say, a Monday. They said, be here next Monday. And I left, signed out the building. Monday, I was in the academy and never looked back.
Wow.
But I did promise her, and we had a newborn at the time. He was born in 96, and then Brittany was 5 at the time, or 5 or 6 by this time. And I said, I'm gonna come home every day. I'm gonna get to the 25 year, I said, and I'm gonna retire.
25 years and retired. Kept your word.
October 2022, I retired with 25 years and 1 week.
That's a real man. Keep his word, man. What's the craziest thing you've seen in that 25 years? But I know you done seen it all.
Yeah, some of that stuff, honestly, man, I still get emotional. Because my path started in Southwest D.C., down where the wharf is, and Greenleaf Gardens, and Syfax, South Capitol Street. So that's where I started in patrol, where you in the scout car,
okay,
on the beat and all that. So, of course, obviously, like my first day on the job, I had a natural death. Older lady had passed, and I was like, I heard the call. I said, "What was that?" And the vet was like, "You'll see when we get there." People crying. I'm like, "What's going on?" And I'm thinking, because they said unconscious, I said, "Well, maybe somebody just drunk, fell out on the street." That meant deceased, which I found when I got there. And it just, man, I was about to cry. I'm like, damn, because my grandmother had passed recently prior to that. So I was like, damn, it's like my grandmother. So, and then from there on, every day is death or is getting cussed out, tussling, chasing people, and it just never stopped. From there, 3 years later, I ended up finding a passion in narcotics. So, because they used to ask me, did I want to be an undercover and all that. I was like, too popular. That ain't going to work. So, I ended up going on the jump out side. So, DC had a unit that had just started. It was the Narcotic Strike Force, where they were targeting all the high drug, high crime areas all over DC, not just one district. So, it was a citywide jump out unit.
Mm.
So, I was one of the guys they picked. When I tell you, every day, you gotta imagine your age now. We talking 2001 to I left in 08. This was every day chasing people, running in houses, running in buildings, fighting, man with guns, you name it. Every day.
And then having to come home to your kids every day.
Yep.
How you let that go?
So
That got to be tough because I'm thinking about it as you saying it. I'm like, you got kids at this time, small kids, they growing up. You running through buildings, chasing people down. Maybe sometimes you might have been in some shootouts.
no necessarily
shootouts?
shootout. Almost shot a few people, but
Okay. But you got lucky in that regard. But all that action and then come home and say, honey, I'm home. That's some crazy shit.
That's funny you said that.
That's some crazy shit.
Because I was very intentional on keeping her out of that.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll tell you that. Like, I used to go decompress, especially on them rough days,
Mm-hmm.
in my basement.
Okay.
Because, like I told you earlier, they told me no apartment, get a house.
Mm-hmm.
We bought a house like 98.
Okay.
Right after I graduated academy, we had a house. So I used to stay in the basement for hours, just happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like knee bleeding from falling down, chasing people. I stepped on a nail. We were chasing these guys over Northeast, and they had little booby traps in the yard, and they had little spikes on blocks.
Mm.
Stepped right on it. And of course, they got to call her. He's at the hospital. She like, oh, what's going on? Like, I'm all right. I just stepped on the nail. We good. But it was a lot, that night. But I downplayed it. I just stepped on something. But it was a lot going on. Trust me. So I was just intentional about that. Very intentional. Even the whole 25. Like, you asked me worst thing I've seen. I've seen a lot. If I had to put the one still bothers me was some kids that I actually watched get hit by a car.
Mm.
And that was tough because, like you said, my kids were the same age at that time, and it was tough. The father was right there, which we didn't know at the time. Till people in the crowd were like, "That's the father." We was like, "Well," and they were crossing the street, and the dude running from he had served undercover.
Mm.
I'm on the arrest team, and they like move in. So we move in. He's gone. They say, oh, he's on was it Florida Avenue? He's like, he traveling at a high rate of speed. So I'm listening. And like, oh, and I just hear the guy behind him like, oh, and I'm like, so I get there, and then that's what I saw. And they were like right there.
Wow.
So he went around the traffic, went on the wrong side of the street. And as they popped out running, boom, gone, just like that.
That gotta be tough, man.
Yeah.
That gotta be tough.
Yeah. So I took off for like about a week, kind of just left everything alone because I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah. Was there any part of you that was like, man, any bad cop, and you said, you know what, bro, I'm gonna be, because some of these cops they do some crooked stuff. Was any part of you was like, man, I'm gonna do some crooked stuff?
Nah, absolutely not.
Nah.
So you gotta remember,
you wouldn't admit it anyway.
Nah, I mean, so you gotta remember the Dirty Dozen was a thing right before I came on.
Okay.
So by the time 97 came, that was like 90, 91, those years. Like if you was that dumb, they just locked up 12 or 14, whatever it was, police officers for transporting drugs for drug dealers and all that they had going on. You was mildly retarded.
Yeah.
And knowing they set booby traps. Like you could be in the locker room and it'll be $1 or $2, whatever, laying around. They would literally do that to see if you keep it. because you're supposed to put it on the book.
Right.
It's lost property. And then even some arresting guys down Southwest, they throwing money. And then when you catch them, you know, they had marked money on them. So they like, I ain't had no money. But it's a pile of money, $700 sitting in the grass.
Right.
You can try if you want and keep that money. He said he ain't had no money. Okay, cool, we keeping it. Nah, Slim, that's your money. And we gonna count it right in front of you. Like it just was so many little traps I felt, you not getting me.
Because it ain't worth it.
It ain't never worth it.
Ain't never worth it, man.
And I wasn't raised like that. I was never raised, you know, stealing and deceit and all that. It just wasn't me.
That's good. That's good. I just wanted to see what type of person I was talking to. Cause listen, I ain't gonna lie, man. Bills would have been a little short. Hey, listen, that 800 real quick, you'd have came up 800 short.
Nah, that 800 would have got me fired and a couple years in jail too. So.
For sure.
And you know they're gonna make an example of a police officer.
For sure.
Yeah. So.
For sure.
No issues on that.
That's crazy because I feel like you were kind of popular. Then you was a cop. Did you have any friction with some of your friends that you grew up with, or some people that you knew? Like, man, I ain't hanging out with you, man. You traded. You on the other side now.
I would say I could tell some felt like that, but nobody directly said nothing to me.
Got you.
But I was the guy that my friends in trouble were glad to see. Because I could be like, because you know they name drop.
For sure. As soon as I get pulled over, man, I know Jamie, my officer Jamie, call him up, man. Badge number, da-da-da.
That's a fact. And I'm going to tell you, I had it when I was still in patrol, man, I'm like, this is 97. I'm like, 6 years removed from high school. So, you know, guys coming out of high school, some of them still moving and shaking.
Mm-hmm.
And Southwest was the biggest weed strip in the city at that time. Everybody's coming down Southwest. So one of my classmates got pulled over, no license, threw my name out. And they called me down there. I was like, what's up? And they was like, he said he know you. I said, yeah, I know. And they was like, what you want me to do? I said, what'd he do? She was like, driving out of license. I said, I can't tell you what to do. I said, I know him. If you want to show him love on from me, I have no problems with it, but I can't tell you what to do. She was like, Jamie gonna take you back to the station. We're gonna drive your car. We good. And that was that. He was like, thanks, man. I said, don't thank me, thank her. But sadly, he ended up getting killed probably like a month later. Yeah, when I heard that, I was like, he was just in the way. He couldn't get out of the way.
Just moving and grooving.
Yeah, man.
Wow. Police officer raising kids, man. I know they had it. I know they had it, man. I know you were stern with them. Yeah. How was that fatherhood for you, man?
Man, you know, all I ever wanted for and at the time, we didn't have the youngest one till 2000. So Brittany's, you know, she's no problems at all. And then my middle one, he's still young. I just wanted them to be productive adults. And my wife and I were just trying to raise them the best we could, but you know, as he got older and as I say, he started getting cool and getting around the wrong people, then it was like, your father a cop. Like, and he was catching that peer pressure that I was talking about earlier, and he just started drifting that way. And that was tough to go through, especially them teens, because he was athletic too. He was baseball, basketball, football, until he hit that certain age where he got cool and then the grades went. And you know, once you hit 9th grade, you got to add 2.0. You can't even play. And he wasn't even nowhere near that. So I could just see his whole little personality changing. You know, started going through my clothes, giving my clothes to them, to the youngest, having them in my house when we wasn't home. It was tough.
What do you say to a kid, though? Because it's a lot of parents that they made the way, but then they go to school and they feel like they got friends that's not from a 2-parent household or people that care about them, and now they feel like, oh, I got to be this certain way. And I feel like I got to feel like I'm lacking something. Now I got to feel like I'm tough. I'm tougher than everybody. Yeah, that's exactly what do you say? What do you say to these type of kids? Because we see it all day long. It's like, bro, you You not that type. Why you want to be that?
Yeah, that's exactly
When
right.
you just got to focus on what you got to do and you got resources around you, you ain't got to worry about the bills. The lights is on. You eating every night. You got clothes on your back, but you still want to be outside.
Yeah. And that was him. He was fresh. He was like shoes every time I got paid. He got Jordans or whatever was pennies back in those days. Old Navy, Children's Place, Gap. Like they them kids was fly, all of them. And you letting these youngins who from DC who live with their grandmother out in the suburbs tell you it's not cool to have two parents that love you. Like, I'm like, I don't understand, Shaw. Like, why are you trying to be a tough guy? Like, I did all this sacrificing so you wouldn't have to try to be a tough guy. You know, and you know, us growing up, it was tough. Like, my father he worked for the government, but he was trying to rob Peter to pay Paul just like everybody else. So I had no choice. Like, get out here, get a job, and what I want, because I wanted Nikes and Adidas and Polo and all that. He was like, I ain't doing all that. So I said, when my kids grow up, they're not going to have to want that stuff. So we were intentional about trying to get them what everybody's into to keep them up with the latest. And sometimes that's a bad thing, that entitlement. And I spoke about it on Daeron Myers, DC. I said, I take the blame, or we take the blame, because we entitled a lot of what he ended up being, and that behavior he ended up displaying later on.
Yeah, that could be it. I was just having this conversation with my cousin the other day. He said, bro, how your kids? I said, they good. I'm just trying to keep them balanced. They growing up in a different light. They don't got to struggle. They, you know what I mean? Them fallouts. And my kid's young, but those fallouts in the gas station could lead to something bigger. Like, bro, you don't have to get something every time you walk in the store. You know what I mean? Like, when I'm doing these giveaways and we in the city and I want you right here so you can see it.
Yeah.
This is what decisions make.
Yeah.
This is where you could be at. Yeah. You don't gotta live like that. You in the suburbs, you ain't gotta be tough. You ain't gotta prove nothing to nobody.
Yeah. I'll tell you something I did when he was 16, because I was in 7D at the time, which is Southeast. I was a detective at this time. And he was cutting up, getting in trouble, bad grades. I said, you know what, tough guy, we ready to go around the way. I put him right in my car. I had an unmarked. We went down Berry Farms. We went down Waller Place. We went around Wellington Park. All those hoods over there. Langston Lane. We hit them all. And everyone I said, get out the car. And you know, they outside. This probably like 14 years ago.
They mugging the car when you pulling out.
Yeah.
Who that?
Yeah. And they said they know the unmarks. They said, oh, that's a fed. Get out the car. I'm gonna meet you, because this one Berry Farms was still up and running. So we was on like Stevens Road. I said, I'm gonna meet you over on Sumner. If you make it through that alley, you'll see me at the car. I'm not getting out this car. Had a fit. I said, nah, you tough. This what you want. Remember, I had you in Fort Washington, where you had a grass, you had a fence, basketball court. Now, but you want to ride around with doing all this goofy shit. Man, that man said, I'm not getting out this car. So our last stop was the homeless shelter over off where St. E's is. And at that time, all of them was out there waiting to go check in. And I put him right with the supervisor of the building. And when I say he poured into him, lit into him, man, he had tears coming out my eyes, man. Because he was like, the fact you here, that man is showing how much he love you. He ain't got to bring you here. He said, you see all these men? All these men had opportunities in life. And now they here, trying to get a bed for the night. He said, man, get your ass out of here. And when we left, one more stop, the cell block. So I took him in the station, had my man in the station. I said, put him in there till I get off. And I went back in my office. He sat in that joint for hours, just talking to him. And, you know, I thought it was going to shake him up a little bit. Did for a hot second, then right back to the bullshit.
Don't put him on Scared Street.
Yeah. I mean, I was
your own version.
I was trying, man. I was like, And, and I believe big in that village concept.
For sure.
Like, I was trying, man. I was like, this ain't working. This ain't working. And, at this time, my wife and I, we very successful in what we both doing.
Mm-hmm.
But he was the wild card. Like, I couldn't figure it out. And it was just frustrating, man.
But I just want to give you flowers for taking the time out.
Thank you.
That's a good father right there.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, that's a great father.
Thank you, man.
Right? For saying, hey, listen, let me try to troubleshoot my child instead of saying, man, he just put him to the wayside. He gonna have to figure this shit out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You try, and that's the only thing that we can do as fathers is put our best foot forward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we can't feel defeated because somebody else, which is our child, and we do love them, made some decisions that we don't agree with.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now, TV, man. How you find yourself on TV, man?
Oh, man.
How you find yourself?
My wife, Irena.
How you find yourself on TV acting a fool, man?
So she had left the government in 2013, I think.
Okay.
12, 13. I could be wrong. She was doing the entrepreneur thing.
Okay.
And from that, our lifestyles really changed. Because she ended up making 7 figures at what she was doing.
Mm.
So now we in a whole nother mindset and way we moving, and social media's around so everybody can see what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And from that lifestyle, and I'm doing my entertainment thing with J&J, doing all the biggest events all around. So we flying. Tyler's the it couple. And then you fast forward to, I want to say it was like 2012. We got a call from somebody in reality TV because it's new at this time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, would y'all do a reality TV show? Only thing is you got to move to Potomac. And we was like, what? We got a house in Upper Marlboro now. We ain't going out on Potomac. So we talked to a couple of lawyers, and they was like, I don't like this contract. I wouldn't do it. So we moved on. Fast forward to maybe 2020, maybe somewhere around in there. Potomac called again. They wanted her. And she did the interview. Ended up picking somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So our friend of ours, Monique Samuels, was on Real Housewives of Potomac. And she reached out to her and said, hey, I'm gonna bring you on Potomac as my friend to get you in the door. So she was like, cool, we'll try it. Monique ended up leaving the show. So that was out the door.
Mm-hmm.
So we like, it's not meant to be. And then lo and behold, Love and Marriage DC came to Monique again from OWN. And Monique called her again and said, it's a new show, it's on OWN, it's about couples, so you and Jamie will be involved. I think y'all would be great. Did the interview, and according to the producers, Oprah Winfrey loved us, and they ended up picking us. And that was our start to reality TV.
What you thinking about when your wife come to me and said, we're going to be on a TV show? What was your first thought?
Well, initially, because I know that's a messy world.
You probably was like, hell the fuck no. I ain't going to lie. I'd have been like, is you crazy?
Yeah.
We got our own stuff that we got to deal with behind the scene. We can deal with that. But now when the public is involved, that's a whole different another story.
And you gotta imagine, it's I'm a police officer still.
Okay.
So I'm super private. I don't want people seeing my cars, my house, and all that. And then the dysfunction going on behind the scenes. So I'm like, for you, I'll do it. And I did it. We did the interview. I was me, and they loved us. And before I knew it, cameras was at the door. And it was
ready to roll.
It was a crazy, crazy experience too. Because people always ask, is it scripted and is it fake and all that? And I tell people it's absolutely not fake. It is some entertainment. You got to understand.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a directed conversation. They direct the conversation. Because if you watch it, you'd be like, what made them talk about that?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about when I say, like, it's probably conversations you wouldn't normally have in real life.
Right.
But you're doing a TV show. So, yeah, we're going to have a uncomfortable conversation. She and I going to have uncomfortable because they want to show, conflict and resolution. How do y'all navigate being together 30 years?
Mm-hmm.
We want to dive into that. How do you navigate your son with a disability? We want to dive into that. And then they'll mix some BS with the cast,
Mm-hmm.
middle, all that.
Wow. So you arguing on TV and cops and your other, colleagues are saying this. What people saying to you? They probably like,
Oh,
Jamie
man.
crazy as I don't know. This one.
Yeah, so actually, right before I retired, the season 1 aired. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. It came on in May, and I wasn't leaving until October.
Okay.
So now I'm all over the blogs, the internet, commercials running. They like, you on TV? Like that, because I was kind of trying to be quiet about it. And man,
You were just going to work every day, just doing you. Next thing you know, like,
slide on
bruh.
the yeah. Now you got white boys in your business. My coworker like, somebody sent me this. I'm like, yeah, it's me. And sure enough, man, I'm knocking on doors, doing my follow-ups. And they like, I'll never forget, I hit the ring doorbell and the lady said, ain't that the man, Jamie? Love Marriage. I said, hey. She's like, that is him. What you doing in my house?
Right.
Because they didn't know I was the police. So my first season, I kind of told producers, we're not talking about my career. Because y'all not following it and we're not talking about it.
Right.
And they agreed. But season 2, 3, yeah, I was full blast.
Full blast.
Full blast.
Doing your thing, man.
Yeah.
How you feel about being on TV? You'll do it again?
I would, yeah.
Do you feel like it catapulted your career? Did it feel like it took you somewhere where you ain't want to be? Did it damage some friendships?
Definitely did that. I think the bigger reward for us was I brought my family with me.
Yeah.
So now that village I mentioned earlier, they got in my middle son. He had the whole world, well, United States and whoever owned this broadcast cheering for him. And he could feel it, from online to when he's in public. It was all like, Lil Jamie, like, we cheering for you. Like, they messaging him. It was crazy. They was asking him to come on podcasts and speak and tell his story. Like, he had a whole support system bigger than I could have ever imagined. And he's now getting ready to turn 30 and working at MedStar. Shout out to him. He has a career with benefits. He got his car fixed. And, he got money in his pocket. He's still in my house, but baby steps. But I can't complain. I'm proud of him, man. And I actually definitely thank that show for getting us where we are today.
That's what's up, for sure. How did it help J&J Productions?
So J&J was actually not featured a lot because of the music aspect. Like at the time, if I had an event, they try to put their music on, their TV music.
Gotcha.
And this is my real event.
Yeah.
So at the time, I was doing weeklies at Union Oyster Bar over in the market with live bands and stuff. And they were like, oh, we want to film it, but you got to cut the music and play this elevator music just for 10 minutes. I said, bruh, these people paid to hear Push Play or whoever I had in there. Like, nah, we're not doing that. So we beefing, me and the producers beefing. I give them 5 minutes, and then people like, what is this? So I said, you know what? Y'all can't follow this no more. Can't do it. So we started just moving our events days they don't film. Or hours they wasn't filming, and kept it moving. But it made a couple cameos, but I nipped that in the bud.
You said, listen, I need to play my stuff.
Yeah,
Y'all need to cover me. I don't need that BS.
Nah, it was terrible. But I will say, my events still flourished. I found more of the fans of the show were finding out, and now they wanted to come take pictures because you couldn't just touch me. People that coming from TV, they couldn't just touch me, but they said, "Oh, he's throwing parties. He's throwing this. I'm going." And they'd be right in there like this. So when we walk in the door, can we get a picture?
Yeah.
And it just be like, come on. And that's how it was.
That's what's up, man. So Cop Mindset, you got the production, J&J, on TV. What else you got going on?
So like from the show, we made a lot of amazing partnerships. I did start a foundation, Jamie Tyler Foundation, which I do support mental health of my first responders. And some of the scenes in in the show where I felt like it was assumed that I didn't take mental health serious.
Mm-hmm.
So I became intentional to erase that message about me to everybody. Like I didn't take it. I wasn't saying I wasn't taking it serious, but I was saying based on my expertise in law enforcement and me knowing my child, he was not a suicidal child.
Right.
And they tried to spin it as I wasn't taking his mental health serious. So the Jamie Tyler Foundation was birthed in 2024, nonprofit, 501(c)(3), and it's clearly to support mental health of police officers, military, doctors, caregivers, everybody who's in a space of dealing with the public and caring for the public. Because if your mind is not right, how you gonna care for the public?
Right.
And their kids. I try to support the youth who have parents in these fields as well. And it's been great, man. I've been doing a lot in the community. We partner with a few other foundations on initiatives, and it's been going great, man.
That's good, man. How many people y'all helped so far?
Oh man, I've been doing community events monthly for the last couple of years. I was speaking to colleges, recently Coppin State, Bowie State, been there a few times. And even surprisingly, I take the boys with me now.
That's good.
And I let little Jamie tell his story, and I let Jason speak. And I just try to, cause the youth that we talk to at the schools, they might see a clip from the show,
Mm-hmm.
and they like showing that blow up with my son and I
Mm-hmm.
that we had on national TV, but we like to show where we are today.
Right.
And he talks about what he was going through at that time and where he is today. And when I say it's receptive, so he's really into pouring back into the youth about making those peer pressure decisions, and I call them being get with. Like you gotta be your own man.
Mm-hmm.
We're not followers over here. And then I brought you a gift, man. And Mentally Fit is not necessarily from the foundation, but it's another business I started with my partner, Daeron, who's my personal trainer.
Okay.
We feel like you need to be healthy in mind and body.
For sure.
And so Mentally Fit, and this is for you.
Oh, I appreciate you, man.
So that's the embroidered brain. That's the brain with the Mentally Fit. That was our first design a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we've done events with schools with Mentally Fit, where schools might buy like 100-something hoodies and tees. Sometimes we customize the tees to go with the school logo.
Okay.
Their colors. It's been great, man. So just trying to give back, in on this second half of my life, and more intentional about giving back to the community.
That's good. Mentally Fit, y'all. Y'all gotta listen, check it out. I like the embroidery.
Yeah.
Super dope. I appreciate the gift. It means a lot because you gotta be mentally fit.
Yeah.
You could be big and strong and all that stuff, but up here is where you're really strong.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's super dope.
And we actually, can't forget about that. So we actually partnered with a sparkling wine.
Okay.
And it's inspired by the DC culture. It's Imperial 202. And the owner from TV recognized us as a perfect fit for that brand. 202 and then sparkling wine. He felt like we were classy and just fit the brand to enhance it. And we started that partnership a couple years ago. And now 202 has I think it's in 70-something locations now.
Okay.
So when we first partnered with them, it was in like maybe 40. So it's expanded. It's actually in Capital One Arena.
Okay.
From our relationships with them. And, Lax got it, Total Wine, DC, Costco. So, yeah.
What's the name of it again?
It's Imperial 202.
Imperial 202. And Oak ain't bring me nothing to drink, man.
And
see how he do me? Oak ain't bring me nothing to drink.
I should have. And you know what? I was speeding, but I would definitely get you a bottle.
Oh, ain't even bringing no bottle to the show, y'all. It's all good. Nah, but Imperial 202, I'm gonna definitely check it out. You said it's at Capital One?
It's in the arena, yeah.
Okay. Next time I'm in there, I'm gonna tell him, man, let me get that.
Yeah, it's in there. And we we still got our endeavors with messing around in some real estate spaces.
Okay.
Acting. I'm looking forward to coming back to TV at some point in some capacity. My wife had a situation she did today, actually. There could be something in the future. We'll see.
That's good.
A little premature, but we'll see.
What's something that you never said publicly? Not on the show, not on the interview, not on anything that you said, listen, I've been wanting to say this and get off my chest.
You sure you want me to say that? I'm definitely going to not give negative energy any attention. Something I would never say. I'm pretty much an open book, man. I say what I gotta say. I think people know that about me. But
it's not always received, right?
That's true. That's true. I would say just staying in the line of the mentally fit and mental health. I never was one to show signs of weakness.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say it's okay to ask for help. Like you never would have heard me talking about mental health and therapy as a black man, number one, and number two, as a police officer. It just wasn't gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm comfortable where I sit today to say people out here watching, it's okay to ask for help. And I want to break that stigma around not asking for help. That's the exact reason why I started the foundation. For people that look like me, been through, can relate to my story, but just thugging it out because that's just what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Ask for help, and I did it. I actually did it on national TV. So it's no secret. I did therapy on the show twice because I felt like my anger was that uncontrollable as far as, reaction in those scenes, reacting to people on the internet, trolling. Mm-hmm. I couldn't turn it off. I was going to respond. And it was going to be what the worst thing I could say to make you feel terrible. Now, a little therapy, a little growth. And I do a podcast myself weekly called Thursday Therapy with the same therapist that did it on the show with me.
Okay.
And just being in that environment, I'm way calmer. I don't react like I used to. Comments. Now I'm like, you just want attention.
Don't stay out them comments, man.
Yeah, stay out.
Anybody can have Twitter fingers, bro. Like stay out them comments that have a lot of people messed up, man. Yeah. And these people, when you walk out your door, don't nobody ever say anything to you. That's the crazy part.
Nothing.
Like, get out them comments, man. Don't let nobody control your energy, right?
Yeah, that's a good
I'm glad to see the growth. I'm glad to see the living proof in you. And to end this, what do you think that you living proof of?
Living proof for me, you hear people talk about that rose that grew out the crack on the ground. Be that rose, man. I can't say I grew up in the, everybody got this. Well, I grew up in the trenches, and my father was not doing bad,
right?
No means, but we weren't in that era. We wanted what everybody else had at the time, the cars, the clothes, the jewelry, the this, and guys out here watching this, man, we all gotta start somewhere. Make the best of your beginnings, and always just aim for the sky. I like to focus on that dash from when I was born until my time is up.
Mm-hmm.
Keep recreating the dash. The dash is gonna live as long as your eyes open every day. Keep expanding it. Like I feel like I got so much more to offer the next 30, 40 years, God willing.
Mm-hmm.
So I just tell everybody, keep growing, keep being inspired by people like yourself. This young man, y'all need to see this setup. I wish y'all could see it. I walked in here, it was mind blown. But now I'm proud of you, man.
Appreciate
your
you.
technician in the back. Keep doing your thing and keep listening to the Living Proof podcast, man. These guys are inspiring everybody.
For sure, man. Where can they find you at on socials, man, so they can tap in, so they can lock in with you?
Yeah, so I'm Jamie Tyler 3 on Instagram, Twitter, Jamie and Arena Tyler on TikTok, YouTube, Jamie and Arena Tyler, Facebook, James Tyler, J&J Entertainment Group on Facebook, J&J Group on Instagram, Mentally Fit Store on Instagram, the Jamie Tyler Foundation.org or the Jamie Tyler Foundation on Instagram. I ain't hard to find. It's a running joke with my wife. Google me. That's what I say.
For sure.
You ain't Google, boy. Ain't nobody Google me.
That's funny. That's what I tell people. Listen, I ain't gonna keep here talking. Google me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But listen, y'all, another episode of the Living Proof podcast. Sometimes I gotta sit down with my OGs, just let them talk and let them share their stories, y'all. Because I'm telling you, 30 years of marriage, it's not easy. Raising kids, especially when one wants to go across the road and you not from, it's not easy. Being on TV, some of y'all say y'all want these dreams, y'all want these goals, but it's gonna come with a lot. Much is given, much is required, y'all. And y'all need to hear from OGs that's giving y'all the game back. So listen, I'm here to tell you, I told you I had a special guest for y'all. I'll see y'all in the next episode. Let's get it.